Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Does this sound a lot better?
Yeah, it sounds fine.
Okay. I think I got it.
Is it because you have the Twitch and then you hear a delay?
Yeah,
Gary's quiet.
Oh,
The dog just talked back.
yes.
Okay, I just muted the stream.
boom.
Ready? Let's do this! Alright.
You play Minecraft, really? Okay.
See how we're looking in the stream. Should show it in just a second. There we go. What is up?
That artwork, though.
What is up, Fatal Heroes?
What up?
How's it going?
It's been a day.
Wait, are you addressing us or are you addressing our listeners?
I'm addressing everyone.
Ooh.
Everyone. How's it going in the chat? How's it going? You guys who are at fatalhero.com. How you guys doing?
Wonderful.
Cool. Oh, we just cut Levi's head off. Look at that. Wow.
Did I?
Man.
He wasn't using it.
Are we streaming this? Should I be watching this somewhere?
Yeah, we're live, dude.
Oh, wait. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh,
Are we on
yeah.
Twitch right now?
Yeah.
Alright,
just-
I gotta put,
I'm
I
just
gotta
fixing-
put my Twitch game face on.
Ooh.
Your Twitch game face is more or less.
I mean,
What are,
more or
you,
less the-
what are you doing with the camera?
more or less the same face.
I'm trying to get it to work.
Oh, dude,
It's-
it's drunk.
It is. It's Skype. Skype does that on its own right now. I guess
Oh my lord,
it-
what is happening?
it decides who it gives preference to. And see, it's showing our names periodically. So
Look at that.
like
It's
literally-
so
I'm-
awesome.
I'm watching on the stream and it's like literally dancing around in circles because Jason's moving
It totally
around.
is. Oh lord.
So I'm not moving it around anymore, by the way. That is Skype doing it on its own. So I can do normal view like this. And we can maybe stretch that out like that. Then for some reason, yeah, I guess there we go. Huh. That's fine. Okay. So I'm drinking this, by the way. It's delicious. All right, guys, give me 10 seconds of silence for the audio version,
Okay.
and then we'll be good to go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Fatal Herocast live. It's episode 3. We are here at twitch.tv/Fatal Heroes. My name's Jason Evangelo. I'm joined by, on the screen to your right, Levi Newman, Kyle Gatto, Josh Knowles, Jonathan White. How you guys doing?
Awesome.
Loving it.
Oh, hey, I'll show mine too.
Are we all pimping our shirts?
Oh, here, Goonies.
That's right.
So this episode of the Fatal Herocast for me is sponsored by Shake Chocolate Porter. I highly recommend you drink this the rest of your life. Anyone drink anything special?
Rum and Coke.
Levi?
I have just my favorite place on the planet, which is Popeyes, but it's just
Oh, I love Popeyes.
it's my favorite place.
Surge! Yeah! Woo! Go Surge.
Say, I figured somebody had Surge.
So, we have just spent pretty much the entire day streaming new video games.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them. Let's start with the top of the morning. That's lame. The top of the
Oh,
show.
no, it
With
literally was. It literally was.
let's
And,
talk about that because we want to talk about not only the game you guys played together, but the problems you had getting it ready to play. Right.
Okay,
So
so
take it away.
let me explain first. So, obviously, in full disclosure, from our prior experiences, we got copies of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax nice and early. But I could not install my copy because the day one digital went live and would not allow me to install my copy until was it 3 o'clock this morning.
Oh
Um,
man.
yeah. So even at that time, it would not allow me to. And apparently, as part of day one digital, you're supposed to be able to install your games, before. So literally, is 12:01, you're good to go. So yeah, it was a huge issue, and literally, I mean, we didn't get going until what 10:30, just based on the way that Sony decided to run it.
That's a shame. Now, was it a review copy or
Yes.
was it just? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was originally a front burner review copy, but
I gotcha.
as front burner is no longer a thing, we will
Rest in
repurpose
pepperoni
it.
front burner.
Yes.
Well, so what about the game itself?
Oh,
It looked to
I-
me like, as an outsider looking in, it made me want to play Darkstalkers really bad.
Kyle, you go first.
I wasn't ready. Yeah, I mean it's an anime fighting game. At the very heart of it, you'll find several. It's developed by Arc System Works. They're responsible for Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue. So it has that kind of aesthetic
Mhm.
going for it, but it's set in the Persona universe. Persona has always been one of those long-standing RPGs. Way back, when did the first one come out?
Ooh, like
Like the early
90s.
90s or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
the
the early
90s.
90s on the Famicom. Um, and it recently got re-released for iOS.
yeah.
But yeah, they made their way over the States for PlayStation. The first two games were on PlayStation, and then 3 and 4 were on PS2. Anyway,
The thing.
yeah.
Okay. Here's my thing. It's the sequel to Persona 4, or actually the sequel to Persona 4. And
Sequel.
the thing about that is this is revolutionary in the aspect that you are literally getting the sequel to an RPG in a fighting game, and it's a good story. It's a long story, as we discovered, but the thing is the game itself is great. The fighting is good. It's very smooth. Knowing your characters, knowing your matchups is very, very important if you want to be good at it. As Adachi goes very well into what's his face, but who was it, Kyle?
Chie?
What's his name?
I have
No, it
no
was-
idea.
You saying I like dudes?
Oh, God, what's his name?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
either
punchy
way,
guy.
I mean, yeah, matchups, elemental qualities, all that stuff goes into the game. The game itself is a very, very, very good fighter. There's a lot of like cheese fighters and stuff like that out there, and this is a competitive fighter. I mean, everything's balanced. The game released, really ready to kind of just, hit those competitive markets very, very quick, and honestly, very hard.
Is it sustainable as a competitive fighting game?
Yeah. I think Persona 4 Arena has been doing quite well for itself, and I think Ultimax really kind of fixed a lot of the issues people had with it, and then brought a lot of the secondary market into it. The people who wanted more story, or people who wanted a
Well, they got more
just
story, didn't they?
yes.
Jesus.
Well, 45 minutes of senpai, please notice me.
So Josh starts the story,
Say the waifu.
and I watch it for like 5 minutes, and then I'm modding the Twitch chat, and I say, you know what, I gotta jump out and take a shower. I go take a shower, I get dressed, I feed my dogs, I come back, and it's still a story, And I'm like, is this the same story cutscene? Yep.
Well,
So
so far,
you can have your story.
yeah, I will say this. So far, they've changed the story from like what used to be kind of like you select your character, you go through the story mode, and you kind of got to piece together what is the canon story as what is like the fluff for you to experience for each character.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've done what was in Blaze Blue, where it's basically you choose the character, you go down the tree, you select who you're going to be following, and basically there you go.
I'm doing things.
Sorry about that. I was trying to fix our title. Because
I'm just watching the stream, and I'm watching all the faces zoom in and out, and it's just kind of amazing to see who gets highlighted when they're talking. And
right now, Kyle, boom. That's Levi.
What?
Jonathan, Kyle, me. Wait. Okay, that's pretty good.
I just
Levi is always dancing. That is true.
I just gotta dance. I just gotta dance. That's it. That's it. That's how I release my energy. If I sit still too long, then I just start freaking out.
So vibrate through the walls.
I mean, is it a game that you guys? I mean, who's the audience for it? It's pretty much like hardcore fighting fans and the Persona audience, right? It's not going to really go beyond that.
It's not necessarily for the Persona audience, just because like they're RPGs, and it's like such a grand deviation from the RPG mechanics. So I mean, it's like a subsection of a subsection.
Yeah.
So we're looking. Yeah.
I was watching you guys stream this morning, and I mean, obviously, but like, I just thought it was awesome. It was badass. The fights were good. Like, it was just, I like the art style. Like, I thought it was wonderful. Just from a base perspective of fighting, I thought it was fun. I'm not a huge fight fan.
I really think it would do well as a fighter, but I think people are too jaded. Like, they're like, oh, it's so Japanese, or whatever.
I mean, I don't know. I never think that fighters are worth like full value games, just because that's my perspective. But like, I don't know, because it becomes so
quiet.
Like, I just picked up Injustice. I got it for $15, and I'm like, that's a deal because it's awesome. It's an awesome game. But I don't want to pay $60 for a fighter.
Let me ask you the most important question. Who won the majority of the versus battles between Josh and Kyle this morning?
Kyle did.
Okay.
Kyle did.
Kyle, would you be willing?
Josh was distracted, so...
Would you be willing to show up this Friday wearing clothes... and wearing I was gonna say something funny, but I don't know. Like Alex Van Pelt, he streams shirtless, but let's have a shirt on. But would you be willing to show up this Friday with Josh and do some fancy Friday fights?
I would, but I can't stream from my console, unfortunately.
Well,
yeah, that's the one downside. But
okay.
Yeah, if Josh.
Oh, that's right, because it's PS3 and it's got the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, Jason. You sing on Friday.
I'm gonna sing on Friday still. In fact, you guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
We have to fill the slot, so somebody is gonna get punished. I had to wear a dress. He is gonna have to sing. One of you people is gonna have to step up, take it like a man, and do something stupid.
I still say hair versus hair match.
Like the loser has to shave their head?
Yeah.
No, that's too much.
Yeah, that's right.
It goes back, Kyle. It's fine.
I'm gonna practice up.
Wait. Do you have that on vinyl?
This is on vinyl. Yeah. This is on vinyl. It's on vinyl.
What is that? Oh my!
Of course it's on vinyl. Come on.
It's on vinyl.
I was like, oh babe, I don't know. My wife was like making fun of me. I was like, I don't know any of the songs really. She's like, oh well, I just bought it on vinyl.
And now you know them all.
Yeah, postcards. I got it on vinyl. All right, so.
I got a game that we can add. If one of you guys wants to get it, I already have a copy. I'm not a huge fan or anything, but UFC, the new UFC for PS4. Nope. Just because that's an actual virtual beatdown amongst each other.
I will get.
I heard that
JP
game was terrible, though.
JP
It is
will
terrible.
take you down on that.
So what did we play next?
Forza.
Forza.
Or, sorry,
Forza.
Forza.
Forza Horizon 2.
Pizza Horizon.
Oh, man.
We watched you hit every tree in Forza.
That's right, but I just want to point out that even though I am a wrecking ball when I'm on the road, the virtual road...
Jason just leaves.
Just because I'm a wrecking ball on the road, I still came in first place in the first 2 championships. Okay?
Yep.
So keep that in mind. I just like destruction. A lot. And speaking of destruction, that's something that really distinguishes this game from the previous game, from the original Forza Horizon, is just the sheer level of destruction and interactivity and open world for you to drive in. It's all, I mean, you're driving through cornfields, you're, wrecking, potted plants at restaurants and just causing havoc everywhere you go. And it's got the weather system, which shockingly, I think, is the first time a Forza game has had a weather system.
The rain is so badass. It's
And
just like wiping off the
Yeah,
windshield.
yeah. Like
That's
when you're
sick.
in the cockpit view and the windshield wipers are kind of pushing the water. You see that little line of water that got pushed over, and it's so realistic looking. The road gets shimmery and reflective, just like it would in real life. The cars handle, true to the wet conditions and such. And I'm having a blast. The soundtrack is great. It's not. It has that. Did you guys play Test Drive Unlimited 2? It was sort of like trying to be one of those first open world racing games, but
Yeah, I think
there was a lot of douchebaggery involved. Like it was all these rich college kids, and you just kind of wanted to smack them all.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I've played about, I don't know, 3-4 hours or so of Forza Horizon 2 now, and I honestly think that it is the first true system seller for the Xbox One. Not Rise, not Titanfall, not Dead Rising 3, this game. Because it's graphically
bold.
It is bold. It's you guys have seen it though, right? I don't think any of you have played it. Jonathan's played it.
I saw most of it.
Jonathan, you've played it, right?
I bought it, but I have not played it yet. But then again,
okay,
I bought my
okay.
Xbox One for Killer Instinct, so I didn't make any of your list there.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
System
disappointing.
sellers on the Xbox One. I'm serious though, Kyle. I'm not. I mean, I'm serious. You're mocking me. I see you mocking me in the Skype chat. I see
I
it.
know you're serious. I'm just a Debbie Downer.
It's technically proficient. It has that entire range from arcade racer to full-on sim, where you can tune your car, you can tune the gear ratios and the tire pressure, and it's insane. I love it. I think it's the best title for Xbox One thus far. It won't be for long, granted. We've got Sunset Overdrive. We've got Master Chief Collection is probably
Master
another
Chief
system
Collection.
seller.
That's all you need to know. That's
Yeah.
all you need to know.
But yeah, so that was Forza Horizon 2. If you played the first one and you remotely liked it, I would venture that you will really, really love this one. If you're even mildly into racing. If you liked Burnout Paradise, you'll dig this. If you liked something like Split Second, you'll probably like this.
Need
Oh.
for Speed, Most Wanted.
Yeah, Need for Speed won't. Yeah. We forgot to do something here at the top of the show. I wanted to take a moment of silence for Josh's DualShock 4 controller, which passed away.
Look,
Passed away today. May it rest in peace.
check this
Just-
out. Check
just
this
bow
out.
my
Fully
head.
charged. Fully charged.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna miss that
lights.
guy.
Just nothing. Did you drop it? Like what happened?
No, actually, after the car crash of a afternoon stream, I decided to play a little bit more co-op with my son, and I turned the went to go log in, and it like, you know when like your controller like doesn't have enough battery, and it like logs out like right before you can log in.
Yeah.
Well, it did that, but I'm like, no, this is the controller I've been playing with for like the last week. Like, you know, I charged this before anything.
I just get so emotional when these things happen.
Yeah. Long story short, I looked into it, couldn't figure out what was going on, tried the restarts and everything else, and then when we went and I contacted technical support, they said, "Oh no, it's an issue. It's something that we've been seeing with some of the new with the original sold controllers, and we'll send you a brand new one." So I was
sweet.
like, "Oh,
Huh.
well, okay."
I'm hoping that mine breaks so that I can buy the white PlayStation 4. Even if just my controller breaks, I'm just going to buy the white PlayStation 4 because there's so much. I'm going to sound racist here. I'm really not. I'm not a console racist, okay? But with the exception of my Dreamcast, every system in my little cubby is black. And it needs a little bit of color in there. So that white PS4 and white Xbox One are looking pretty sexy. But
That's racist.
I know.
That's
I'm a console
racist.
racist. I'm not a console racist. Put that on Twitter. Jason's a console racist.
Now, I do have to address the elephants in the room for you as far as Forza goes. So I watched a lot of the stream when I was out with my son, and I do recall you in the final race saying, "Oh man, I hit that tree. I better not make sure I hit it, or I better not hit it a second time."
So
and then
rewind.
drove
Oh my god!
right into the tree.
So I rewind it, right? I'm doing all these different maneuvers, and then bam, same tree, same tree. Fine.
Yeah, it was.
Thanks.
That
Thanks,
was
Josh.
interesting.
Thank
Now,
you, Josh.
I will agree. I thought a lot of the features in that were actually pretty amazing, but the thing I had that I have to agree with that was kind of an issue was definitely the fact that the system that you talk to is called Anna and not Cortana.
Right. I mean, they're doing this whole thing where, you know, the Windows Phone Assistant is Cortana, and they've got Cortana in the Halo games, and they're clearly trying to build that type of that voice assistant brand, you know, and get that name out there. But they call her Anna. I don't know. It's only
You
one
already
more
know
syllable.
You already know that's going to be microtransactions later on. They're going to add different voices for the AI
Is this true?
or for your GPS or whatever.
Is
I'm
this
sure
true?
it's coming. It's
You're
gotta
just basing this on the microtransaction fest that was Forza 5, right?
No, they've already said that it was not going to launch with microtransactions, but they're not ruling out that they're going to show up, and that just makes perfect sense for like a Master Chief voice, a Cortana voice,
Oh,
maybe
that
even a
would be-
Sunset Overdrive voice. It just makes sense, you know.
You know what the sad thing is? I'd buy that DLC. I'd buy that. I would buy it.
I think a lot of people would buy it, and that's exactly why I think it'll happen.
I'm a jerk. I'm a sucker. All right, so that's Forza Horizon 2. Levi? What's up,
Yeah.
dude? I see you're close to your bed. You want to lay down? You can.
Nah, that's
Go
the
ahead.
pillow on the floor. Might
Oh,
as well
okay.
be my bed. I'm just chilling. Like a villain.
What other games came out this week? Little game called. Oh, that was last week. Disney Infinity.
Disney Infinity came out last
We
week.
haven't talked too much about that on the podcast.
It's a cool little game.
I think to get the most out of it, you have to spend a lot of money, though. Like, I think
No,
it's a great game, but like, it's such a money sink that you're really, unless you buy everything, you're just limiting yourself. So, I don't know. That's like the king of DLC.
It is. Well, Skylanders, you know, built the mold, and then I know that Nintendo and Disney are going to come along and just take advantage of it. It is a money sink, so it's $79.99. This time around, you get one play set instead of 3 play sets, which is probably the only thing I take issue with. Other than that, I thought it was a blast. It's been a blast to play.
My thing is, okay, so the Spider-Man playset. You get Spider-Man and Nova. Nova's a great character. Awesome character. I got to play as him today. But shouldn't it be like Spider-Man and Venom or Spider-Man and Green Goblin, who's not out yet?
True, but you can get Venom. He's separate.
Yes. And then Guardians of the Galaxy, you get Star-Lord and Gamora. But everybody knows Rocket Raccoon's selling like hotcakes.
He is, but here's the thing. He's not that fun.
Is he not?
He's not that
Is he
fun. No, he really isn't.
Drax looked like probably the funnest out of all.
I haven't even played Drax yet.
Nova.
Guys,
Nova.
I will tell you why. Jonathan, why don't you tell us what happened there? I know he's not being disrespectful. He's well, why don't you just tell us what's on your mind?
So, my issue with Infinity, and by the way, to address chat, I didn't buy Disney Infinity because I like money. So instead, I bought Hyrule Warriors. So yeah, of us, somebody does actually have Hyrule Warriors. Anyway, going back to this, my biggest issue with Disney Infinity is that I don't feel like there's enough. I don't feel like that there's enough variation there. Like every quest in all the playsets in the original one felt the same thing. It's all fetch and retrieve. Go get this, come back. Go shoot 5 of these and come back. I mean, it's the same kind of stuff that World of Warcraft's been doing for years. It's the same just boring, generic things. And it's like, you would think that they would do a little more to feel some of the playsets should feel more alive. Now, I can't say how 2.0 is working because I haven't played it, but I know I know the big appeal for the original one was like you would go in and you could find the character vaults or whatever that would have all kinds of toy box pieces in it and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And you'd have to put each of the characters for that playset in front, like on the portal in front of that in order to unlock that vault, and that was your appeal to keep buying the extra characters. With Skylanders, you can buy one character for each element and you've got the entire game open to you.
That's a very good point.
I feel like that there's more they could have done, and I don't know if Infinity 2.0 changes anything else about the way the characters play. But one big problem
it gives them an entire skill tree.
Well, see, one big problem I had with the first one is every character kind of had like a generic, like a punch, and then like another move and like a jump, and there were only certain characters. Like if you play the first game, like Violet feels completely different than anybody else.
That's absolutely the case here. Like Spider-Man feels completely different than somebody like Rocket Raccoon or Hulk. Spider-Man can just jet across the map while Hulk can't fly. He's slow. He's lumbering. Spider-Man is super fast. Rocket pretty much just has guns. They all feel very unique, and their skill trees actually add to that uniqueness. But at the same time, some of them just aren't very fun to play with, like Rocket. As cool as he is, he's just...
I keep hearing if you've got Iron Man or you've got Thor, there's no reason to buy anybody else because they can do everything.
They can both fly. Like every single time when that's 900 yards away. Okay, Thor, fly there. Yeah,
It makes sense, but is there more appeal to the playsets this time? Because the original ones were so generic. It didn't feel like the playsets were alive. They just felt like here's a thing, and we're gonna make a couple themed things, and it's just gonna be if it weren't these characters, really, you could be any you want here, and you would have the same impact.
I think they've improved it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just from what I got to play today, they've improved it considerably. But at the same time, there's still a sense of shallowness, and it's just because after you do what's there's nothing else to do.
What about from your son's perspective? Do you think for a little kid, like it's just endless? Like to them, is it endless?
I think, yeah. I mean, what we got to do before everything went down was we were playing like that battle arena. It was almost like a 3D version of Smash Brothers, and he thought it was the greatest thing ever. Like literally, like all night, even though my controller broke. He's like, hey, let's do more of that. That was awesome. I want to do more of that.
That's cool.
That's good.
See, when you guys were streaming earlier, and when I was asking, or when I mentioned that it looks like a Superhero Squad game, the THQ Superhero Squad game that came out on 360 reminds me so much of what they're doing with Infinity 2, except it doesn't have the toy box mode that's overly complicated. It doesn't have it doesn't have the cache sync. Like, if you're trying to recommend Disney 2.0 to somebody, how could you recommend it over, say, Little Big Planet 3, which pretty much does the same stuff, except it's a 2D platformer versus being a 3D world? It has the same kind of stuff.
I mean, it's a good argument. I think my answer to that is they're actual toys.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a tangible thing that you're interacting with, and it helps that they actually feel well constructed and detailed, and they're nice to look at. And that they're portable. You know, you can take your figure over and it retains, you know how it works. It retains its stats and its experience and all that. But to be fair, I feel like they put a lot more emphasis on the toy box than they did on the campaign. You know,
they did in the first
game. The campaign is it's a little more fun. It's still go over to Nick Fury and get your directive, and then go to this point and beat up a bunch of guys and press a button. It is Destiny in Disney form.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that now.
Well, it is. I mean, it is like go shoot a bunch of bad guys, go to this point, press square to deploy Ghost, right? Master Chief, Halo 4 was go from point A to point B, maybe deviate your path a little bit, shoot all the bad guys, press X to deploy Cortana. I mean, that's what video games are lately.
The Chief. You don't just
no.
the Chief.
It's true.
I'll drive to your house. I'll punch you in the face.
I think you're bringing up a problem
with video games,
a quote-unquote problem in game design, just because of the fact, like, if you establish a game, like a selling game element, wouldn't that be one of the most frequent experiences in your game?
I don't know.
If a game is too varied, there's no semblance of
you're right
cohesion. But if it's
you're right. I think
I know I'm right.
I know you're right, and it pisses me off because like in Destiny, like I want to fly this ship. Don't even care if there's dogfights. Let me fly it. I've got 2 analog sticks. Let me fly to the planet on the way to the strike. I don't care.
God knows it takes long enough to get there.
You know, let me use more vehicles in the actual missions.
It'll be like the gummy ship mini games in Kingdom Hearts.
Hey, I'd be happy with that.
I mean, I don't speak for the majority of gamers probably, but I wish there was more variety in these point A to point B shooters and action games. You know, what did Mordor feel like to you? In terms of that repetition factor, like, I mean, it looks amazing and visceral and all those cliche words that we use, but was it kind of that point A to point B experience?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I mean,
I was like, yeah.
No, I didn't think so. I felt like it was kind of choose your own adventure. I mean, I don't know that every adventure is going to be that different, but it was kind of choose your own adventure, and it seemed like it was just an endless amount of stuff to it that I didn't even scratch the surface on. I don't know. I mean, it looked great. It played a little slow to begin with until you got a few abilities, I felt like. It's good. It's a good game, though. I think it's a hard game to stream, to talk about live, because there's so much dialogue and there's so much story, and it's kind of like you're trying to understand it all while
like you were engrossed. I mean, you were very engrossed in that game.
It was difficult, right? Like, it was difficult to do both.
Oh, stream's down.
Oh,
there it is.
nope,
back up.
It's back up.
It was only down for a second.
Yeah. Weird. Sorry about that, guys.
It was difficult to, like, hear what they were telling me, because I wanted to hear what Gollum had to say and still talk to everybody at the same time. And I didn't know, like, do people want to hear that? Or do they want to hear it for the first time themselves? Or, you know, I mean, that's a question that I gotta kind of figure out what people want. But I think it's got a lot of potential. I think it's got a ton of potential.
I spent some time with it too, so I can help chime in.
Yeah, please do. Go ahead.
Okay, so I played probably about as much as Levi did, because I started playing my copy whenever he was streaming, and I was listening to him on one ear and had my other headphones on the other ear so I could hear the game. I mean, it's definitely intense. Like, they've done a really good job. Like, the voice acting is tremendous. The sound effects are incredibly good. Combat is it's essentially a mashup between Assassin's Creed 2 and Arkham City. And so it's got the really smooth Batman style flow, but it's not that 8-way arc, kind of like Batman has, where you can kind of always like thumbstick to one direction and fight that way and know that's where they're going to come from. It doesn't feel like you're locked in that circle. Like it feels more open and they really could come from anywhere. You'll be mid-swing or whatever, or you'll even be in the middle of an execute, and thankfully you're not locked into that execute animation. You can still and break your killing animation to parry an attack. So it's really fluid. The combat feels really good. There's a little bit of clunkiness in it with like some of the platforming, like running up the wall and jumping.
I thought that wasn't nearly as smooth as Assassin's Creed was.
Trying to pull yourself up on a ledge is a little bit of a pain.
Well, that's the hallmark of Assassin's Creed, right? For here, it's just kind of a method of travel. It's not as much of a hallmark.
No, it's reverse roles. Like Assassin's Creed does a really good job with the parkour. This game does a better job with combat than Assassin's Creed does. It does a really good job. Like I noticed when Levi was playing, I didn't ever see him use X while fighting. Which if you press X, you'll vault over people and you can get behind them.
I did towards the end.
And you can roll around. You can roll away and all kinds of stuff. You can use that as a deflection method, which Assassin's Creed doesn't do a very good job of giving you. I mean, you can sidestep and whatnot in Assassin's Creed, but it's a lot harder to. It's almost like the Prince of Persia type dodging. It works really, really well in this game. And then, like I said, with the story is heavy, which is really nice. Like, because it's been a while. It's been a while now. Like since Last of Us and all that stuff came out. There for a while, we got bombarded with stories that were just like soul crushing and brutally heavy. So it's been a little while since we had a story that was really
my favorite kind.
Deep. Yeah, it's been a little while since we had a story that was really emotionally deep. So like at the very beginning of the game, when that guy executes everybody. It's just like, whoa, like you don't expect something so heavy within the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And it's much like
really
The Last of Us.
Exactly. You're just really like, I have to just keep playing this. And for me, like the fact that they are considerate of your time, all of the collectibles and whatnot show up on the map.
That's a really good point.
I appreciate that. Like, I'm going to probably 100% this game because not only does it appreciate my time, but it's a lot of fun to play, and the story is really
Bravo,
cool.
sir. It's a really good point.
I agree. I thought the same thing when I was playing. I was like, man, there's so much, but like everything that I did was fun. It was really fun, and they seemed pretty unique, and just the switching between the two characters, if you will, was pretty awesome. I do want to get to Gamer Soldier Dad's question.
Oh yeah, good. I was going to ask you if you guys had a take on that.
That if you get to play the war chiefs against each other, and as far as I know, that's the point. You can, like, I was working with Ratbag, and trying to get Ratbag elevated, and so I think eventually, if I can elevate him enough, he'll try to either overthrow somebody or take him out or some other such thing. So okay. I believe so. Jonathan?
I didn't actually get to the point where the Nemesis stuff kicks in yet.
Okay.
Instead, I was running around getting the collectibles, and it's pretty cool. Like when you pick up the artifacts, because if you go in and inspect the artifact, you can spin the artifact around with the right analog stick until you find a memory point, and then you can press square, and it will like tell you something about the item, which just adds a little more in-depth lore. I mean, I know it's kind of Tolkien, and I know people who are like really into Tolkien may or may not be happy with the way the story. It may not sound canon enough, but I mean, honestly, if you just go into it expecting a cool situation or a cool story, don't take it as, oh my god, it's not canon immediately. Like if you just don't overthink it, it's highly enjoyable.
Yeah, I loved that. This sounds hilarious. I love that I got my ass kicked a little bit by the, what is it, lice head. And
yeah, I watched you get clubbed to death. That was pretty
funny.
Son
of a gun kept leveling, and then he becomes a captain because he's beating my ass, and I was like, what? So like to see the enemies level up and like become captains because they're beating me, I was like, that's cool. That's an awesome dynamic.
It cracked me up when you kept getting speared in the face because you couldn't figure out how to reverse it whenever the thing came up.
Oh yeah, I was just like, stop it, and then it would cut me right through the neck or something.
Kyle, show me your headphones. Are those the Xbox One headphones?
Who?
Are those the? Oh no, those aren't the
No,
Xbox
these are
One.
the Plantronics rig.
Oh, okay, so they're much better than the Xbox One headset.
I love
Just his
that headset.
smile.
It's the most
All right.
comfortable headset I have. I
Yeah.
love that thing.
It's so comfortable. I love it.
Kyle's beaming smile is just so warm.
It is. It's so warm and inviting. You know who's not respectful of my time, Jonathan?
Me.
Bungie. Not at
Yeah.
all. At all respectable of my time.
The raid last night, I wanted to just stab myself in the neck, like I was an orc, but I just wanted to just keep jamming it in.
I feel like collectively we're a pretty good bunch of gamers. We're not pro, but we're pretty good. And it was like just butting our heads up against a brick wall last night. And like Bruce's answer was, "Oh, you just got to keep grinding and get better gear." And I'm like, "Man, I've played for 80 hours. I've got good gear. I'm done."
You know, the sad thing is that he's like level 29 and he was still getting one-shotted the same as the
Oh,
rest
yeah.
of us. So it
Punched right
really
in the
didn't
face.
even matter. You know what I'm saying? He was dying just as easily as the rest of us. It's like, dude, why is that your answer when you're dying in the same methods that we are?
It was just, I know, like I played a ton of MMOs. I mean, I played so many, all the way back to Anarchy Online. I played a ton, but like, I've never really felt so defeated.
Yeah. And the
I've
first...
I've wiped in raids for hours, and I have never felt as defeated as I did yesterday.
I'm still trying to dissect what happened, because the first half of the raid that we played, 6 or 7 nights ago, I walked away from that and I was like, this is the best time in gaming I've ever had. This is the best time with buddies that I like. This is just thrilling, like the best.
Right.
It's because we actually accomplished something. This last night we didn't.
Yeah, but even the first half of last night, like that we did get past, I felt more like it was like a chore versus, man, that was awesome. Like I was just like, yeah. There was no rewards. It was just on to the next hard thing.
I don't know if that's a symptom of the game design in that latter half of the raid, or just a symptom of us being burnt out on Destiny. Because I've played it for 2.5 weeks straight, every single night for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, am I burnt out, or, what's?
Here's my.
Oh,
God.
I was just gonna say I don't think it's a burnt out issue nearly as much as just the fact that they have. It's like they made a couple of different things that they wanted you to do, and then they just keep repeating those same few things over and over and over. Like,
yeah.
I mean, the second, like when we fought the raid and we went in and we did the part where you clear the oracles and then you fight the big ass Hydra. Yeah, that part was cool because
that
it
was fun.
unique. But then
yeah.
when we got to that second part where you're having to go through the portals and then you essentially go in, kill oracles, come out, and then shoot the Hydra. It's the same thing that we did, but it's got unnecessary cheapness to make it harder. Like, when the 3 harpies come out at a time, there's no reason the harpies need to get close to you and explode. Why can't they just come out and be harpies? Just be
right.
Hell, send them out as 3 axis harpies. You know what I'm saying? That would be just as challenging. The explosion thing that pretty much will one shot you if they blow up. That all that does is it's just cheap for the experience of being difficult. Like, it's just a cheap way to get you over so that you get frustrated and you're like, all right, I'm done with this. I don't even want to look at this anymore. It's too hard. And it's not that it's too hard. It's a cheap design mechanic made to frustrate you so that you try harder and eventually figure something out. I don't get it.
It's the illusion of difficulty. And I've
illusion
actually got
of
an article coming up about this. It's where Bungie have crafted a game where all the enemies are bullet sponges to give the illusion of difficulty. And this is something that Egoraptor brought up within his latest sequelitis video about the Legend of Zelda. It's something that takes up your time and it frustrates you. Therefore, it feels difficult because it felt long, but it's not actually hard. Because you can beat it by using the same methods. You shoot, and then you hide, and then you shoot, and then you hide. Like in Ocarina of Time, you okay, this guy's guarding, and you have to wait for the opening, and you have to wait for the opening, and you have to wait for the opening.
I mean, the raids. I feel like the raids. to an extent, have true difficulty because it's a puzzle. There's environmental puzzles there, and there's enemy puzzles that you have to kind of figure out. Like, okay, there's a red thing up in the sky. What do I do with that? But once you figure that out, yeah, there's no more difficulty. It's just monotony.
Yeah,
And
outside of the raid where you have.
Outside of the raid, it's all artificial.
It's all artificial.
Yeah.
It's all artificially
It's like
created.
the
Destiny
Nightfall,
has it.
The Nightfall
BioShock
strikes.
Infinite had it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like
think
a difficulty would be. Sorry, go ahead.
the shield, right, in the raid, when you pick up the shield, that exemplifies this idea of difficulty, right? So, like, I mean, you can't pick up the shield even at level 29 and not get one shot. So it's like, no, we're not going to go with difficult. We're going to go with, like, random, like RNG. That's what you're going to go with. Like, you might get one shot, you might not. You still have to go in there and punch things. Like, we're going to take everything else you can do away, that you can do away, and then you might get one shot just because you have to. Like, I mean, that's not really like adding difficulty. That's just adding stupidity.
I feel like when you upped the difficulty in Halo, the enemies actually got smarter. They ducked for cover a lot.
They threw grenades
and
back
they were
at you.
aggressive, and they were tactical, right?
Yeah.
And I don't feel like they're aggressive and tactical here. They're just, they have 10,000 more hit points, or whatever.
And they do more damage.
Yeah, and they
Like,
do
that's
more
it.
damage. Yeah, yeah, that's a really good point.
I said this the other night when we did it, and I'm going to say it again. And it's sad that I think the reason that I'm falling out of love with this game is because the most fun thing I've done in it was the small section where we were running through and trying not to get spotted by the ghost
Gorgons.
Yeah. That was the most fun and most unique thing we've done in the entire time of playing.
That should be the entire game. Like, the raid game design really should be the entire game. I wrote an article about that at Forbes, just arguing that they locked away their best game design in a vault of glass, in something that a lot of people won't even experience. And I'm falling out of love with it,
a lot
too.
of reviewers didn't.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing, though. Here we are. We're 2.5 weeks into the release, or 3 weeks. Has it been 3 or
2?
Something like that.
It's been 2 weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks since it released. And here we are finally able to step back and go, man, I put 80 hours into it. I've leveled up almost as high as I could. I've played the raid. I've done all the the Nightfall strikes, the Queen's bounty stuff, the Queen's wrath stuff. Should you put 80 hours into it? I don't know. I had fun during those 80 hours. So does that make the game a success?
I don't think so. I don't think for its model it does, right? It wasn't supposed to be just an 80-hour game. It's supposed to be a 3-year game, 4-year game.
Well,
right?
So let's talk about that. Because as you guys know, there were some bugs that were found in the game where people were glitching to like new areas on Earth. People were able to access the Dark Below and the Something Wolf expansion missions. The strikes, the raids, the story missions that are going to be present in the upcoming 2 expansions in the what's it called, the Destination Director. They were able to actually look at those. And there's a lot of low-level story missions in there. And I was thinking, man, if people who are buying this expansion have assumedly played the crap out of Destiny already and are probably level 29 or level 30, why are there level 10 story missions in the expansion?
And I bet I can answer that for you.
Go.
Please.
It's an alternate path to get to 20 for other characters. Because there are trophies for leveling up your hunter, there are trophies for leveling up each class. So why not provide an alternate story path so that you can play things out a different way and not have to play the same stuff you've been grinding for the past several weeks?
In theory, that's good, but like if you burn out your player base and they're gone, nobody's gonna give a shit at that point. They're gonna be like, I'm not gonna do it again.
Well, here's my
Ask
issue.
Titanfall.
Is that I as a player, I'm level 27 and almost 28 light. I've done everything in the game other than raid, and there's nothing for me to do. Literally, it's let's go do the things I've been doing, up until this point.
Let's go do today's daily heroic mission, right?
There's absolutely no MMO out there that follows that. This game's not an MMO, but it's a failure, is what it is. It's something that inspired to be something bigger. And
I think I kind of agree that I think we could all say that it was shooting to be something much bigger, and it didn't reach that plateau.
Yeah, it was like when you watch somebody throw the first pitch out at a baseball game, and you're like, oh man, it's gonna be cool. I like this person, and then they go and they somehow manage to throw the ball into the dugout. That's basically what this is that it's. I mean, I like Destiny, I do, but
me too.
There's something. I'm also incredibly disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean,
because you had higher hopes, right?
Yeah. I mean, there was promise of a story. I mean, let's be honest. The story is basically your ghost brought you back to life for we don't know why, to go shoot a heart by hiding under an overhang so the bad guys couldn't get you. And then you go back and somebody gives you a shiny gun that you can use for 4 levels.
And you travel to the reef and meet these really interesting characters who are never to be seen again.
Yeah, which had nothing. It just
it's weird.
Whoever wrote it and put it together had no idea how to tell a story. That's what I feel like. I feel like they just random people wrote the story together, and they were like, yeah, that sounds good. Oh my gosh, flies. Oh, no, what we're talking about? Like, that's how I feel like it came together.
Yeah. So
another thing that I just thought about is with an MMO, there's a sustainability where because it's an MMO and because it's always being patched, weekly or monthly or whatever, they have the ability to continually put out free content for things like Guild Wars 2 is a good example of a game that constantly has world-changing things that come out for free every so often, every month, every 2 months or whatever. And I'm wondering,
changing things though.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
that
there's things that
happened yet for us for Destiny.
But it makes you wonder, did Bungie have a plan to continually update these things once a month or every so often that would constantly keep changing the face of the game? And did Activision say, no, we want money for that, so you're not going to be able to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to lock you to this, and then this is what you're going to be able to do. It makes me wonder, would Bungie have been able to do this better if they had published this as a self-published, almost like an indie game where they could do whatever they want? Because I'm wondering now, like, did Activision cut off their 10-year plan, and now they're saying everything they can to try to save face without having to come right out and say, yeah, we were going to do this, but Activision said no to all of it because they want money.
Let me ask you this: now that the aftermath of the Metacritic score, and I hate acknowledging that it has as much power, but it does. Now that it's a 75 or 76. Now that Activision has had time to see that and think about it and see how it might be affecting brand exposure and sales, this might be a good question for you too, Levi. Do you think they're going to revoke that 10-year plan and say, we want you to make something different?
I think financially they'll have to. Clearly they made money, right? But what it does, it hurts the brand long term. And so people are going to judge what comes out next. People are going to judge their decision making. People are going to judge this game and the expansions. Am I going to pay $30 for the expansions right now? If you were to say the expansions are released, they only cost $30, I'm not going to buy them because I beat the whole thing that fast and I'm bored and I don't give a crap. And I'm not going to pay $30 for DLC when I paid $60 for a game that really just didn't deliver what I wanted.
Why did we put so much time into it then if we're all complaining about it? It's weird,
I think it's
isn't
because
it? I mean, it's I've never put this much time into a game that I felt super hyped about at the beginning, and then the more I played, the more it weared thin, but I kept playing. It's really weird.
It's the most compelling 7.5 I've ever had.
Well, the answer is really we want it to we all wanted it to succeed, and we wanted to like experience it the same way we experienced Halo and Master Chief, which was, I mean, epic. Master Chief's story is an epic story, and that's what we all had in our mind. And so we're grinding that out, or we have been trying to find the silver lining, and it's just not there. That's what I mean. We're trying to find the chief in there somewhere, and it's just not found. I mean, it's not there.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
speak for all of us because I hate Halo.
I also
you're
think part of it
stupid.
is like we're kind of playing to be like, okay, let's try to find value in it, and it's not necessarily finding like the same spirit that Halo brought to a lot of people, but it's almost like, okay, let's kind of grind this out now, so we'll be ready when the actual good stuff comes. If it does come, it may not. Who knows?
And here's where I'm at right now. I'm looking at Shadow of Mordor, and I'm looking at Forza Horizon 2, and I'm looking at Smash Brothers, and I'm going, oh yeah, badass right there,
Right.
badass. And I'm going, I don't. Do I
We
want
should
to?
give that away.
Do I want to carve out some time for Destiny anymore? You know, and I feel like I'm probably not alone in that. I think that starting today, Destiny's like player base is going to go for a little while until December when the expansion comes out.
I just, I want to love it really bad because I love PvP and I love that style of PvP, but I hate the ultimate abilities. I hate the one-shots. I hate the one-shot shotguns. I hate the one-shot or fusion rifles. It's like every time I turn around, somebody's like one-shot me. I'm like,
there's an exotic.
Somebody else to punch your face,
dude. There's an exotic.
Let me ask you this. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's like people have said that there have been a lot of disappointments in games this year. Titanfall. I remember Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes was one of the mentioned ones. Do you think Destiny is one of the biggest disappointments this year?
Yes,
Bigger than either of those?
No,
Destiny,
it's
to
definitely
me-
not bigger than Titanfall. No way. Absolutely not.
I thought Titanfall was exactly the game that they
streams
marketed
down
it to be.
We lost the stream.
Right?
Hang on.
Oh.
Yep. Can you
Okay.
get it back?
Well, technically, the stream is still there. Just the video is gone.
There we go.
Okay.
My
we
bad.
lost video. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
All right.
They can still hear us too.
Destiny to me is this year's Beyond Two Souls.
Nah,
I think Titanfall
that's
as
a
a
little
shooter
far.
is still better. Just for the record.
No, it's not as bad. No, but
the real
it's-
question is do you think is Titanfall going to be a bigger disappointment when Call of Duty Advanced Warfare comes out and it's Titanfall? It does everything Titanfall did better and has an actual story, and that's kind of what I'm wondering. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Video games are hard.
Video games
They're
are
so
hard.
complex and
Well,
layered.
speaking
So,
of things
we're
that we're not
making a game?
speaking about, great games that we are playing. FIFA 15. I'm not even a soccer fan, and I love it. I don't know why.
Can confirm. FIFA 15.
It's so
15 out of
awesome.
10.
Man,
Do
every
you
time
know what
I
I know about FIFA?
Every
It's
time I kick
soccer?
a ball off the goalpost, and I'm just like, oh, and yes, and what? Like all the time. Like it's awesome. I don't know why. I don't even watch soccer. I don't even know the rules, and it's a blast.
This is what I know about soccer. Go!
That's about all I know, and it's
You'll
not
meet all your
much.
favorite soccer stars. Ariaga, Ariagato, Bariaga, and Pizzoza. All
That
those
was-
Simpsons quotes.
That was the best thing ever.
I have been playing it every night. By the way, after everybody goes to bed, I am up playing FIFA 15, and I don't regret it. I played it till 2 a.m. the last 2 days in a row, and I don't regret it because it's awesome.
You know what? I
Can we
can't
make
say
that a
anything
ringtone?
because I got FIFA 14 from EA Access for free, and it's actually more fun. I actually bought it at launch and hated it, but got it from EA Access for free. Started playing again. I was like, this isn't as bad as I remember. So, and it looks really good. I understand the appeal, and it's definitely better than that horrible UFC game.
Yeah, that's terrible. What a waste.
So there's
Now-
just I don't know. I was just gonna say that there's so many games coming out.
What games? Hang on, let me ask you guys a question. Starting with Jonathan, what is your most anticipated game?
Bayonetta 2.
Bayonetta 2. Okay.
Yes, sir. That's why I bought my Wii U. And although Smash Brothers will be out this week, and Smash Brothers for Wii U will be out soon enough, I'm still super, super amped for Bayonetta 2. I love the first one, and this looks really good. And I like Platinum games, and me and Kyle are apparently spirit animals on this. So,
Nice. Josh, what do you got?
Most anticipated. Oh, man. I mean, part of me wants to say Smash for the Wii U.
Yep.
But I really, 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 oh man, you know what?
It's tough.
Part of me says Call of Duty, just because everything I've seen up till now.
That's bold, sir.
We haven't
That is
had
so
the
ridiculous.
shooter of the year. There's been no game
I
that's
agree.
been like, oh my god, this is it. And Call of Duty has what that takes, and I'm ready to sink my time into a shooting game.
Oh man, I am the biggest fan of shooters, and I have been really disappointed all year long. I mean, shooters are my thing.
you gotta
And
get
I
Wolfenstein, yo.
I know, I gotta pick that up this week.
Wait, you haven't played Wolfenstein? Are you
Dude,
fucking
it's so
joking?
good.
Sorry. You gotta play
So
Wolfenstein.
good.
All right, Kyle, what is your game? Kyle, what's your game?
Yeah, I gotta say Bayonetta.
You
The
don't
only other thing,
say.
the only
Really?
other thing I can think of is Legend of Korra. But yeah, Bayonetta.
Bayonetta. Jason.
Well,
Hey, wait. While Jason's thinking, Community, tell me what your most anticipated game is. We'll talk about them right after we get done with him.
mine's gonna piss people off because. So my most anticipated game, it already has
Dance
been
Dance
released.
Revolution.
It already has been released. It was called Destiny. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
But you asked what is our most anticipated. So the one's coming up, right?
Right.
Yeah.
What's coming up?
Here's the sad thing.
Hey,
It's-
he's gonna say Halo.
It's Master Chief Collection.
Oh, I'm so excited.
What does that say about? I don't know what that says about video games,
Oh yeah, I
What does it say
agree.
about you?
or what it's. I don't care what it says
It
about
says
me.
he's a man, Kyle.
It's. I hate that. That's my most anticipated. Okay, Witcher 3 is a really good answer, but that's not this
No.
year.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
this
not
year.
Witcher 3. No, I didn't
Next.
say this year necessarily.
Oh, you
I mean,
didn't?
Oh,
No.
well then
Well,
Witcher
I
3
Start
think I
over.
answered Witcher 3.
Start over.
The
God.
most anticipated game within a, lengthy time period. Doesn't necessarily have to be tomorrow.
Oh, well.
Sigh.
All of you get Bayonetta. You suck at this game.
I don't. I don't know.
I know what mine is, so I'm gonna interrupt you. Tom Clancy's The Division. I want to play it
Oh my
so
gosh.
badly, so much.
I did till they changed it. Now I'm not as interested in it.
What do you mean?
Look-
What did they change?
Do you remember? They pulled a Watch Dogs, basically.
Yep.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
They pulled a Watch
Rest in
Dogs.
pieces.
Wait, when did that happen? Did that happen after E E3?
The E3 video they showed this year was considerably different than the one they showed last year. Like considerably different.
Well, here's my thing. Did any of us did anybody other than me go to the showing at E E3?
I did actually. Come to think of it.
It was amazing. I mean, even
thought it was
though
cool.
it was, there was definitely some kind of, campy moments. It reminded me, it was like a real life Borderlands in the way that like Destiny has not delivered.
Oh, man, I don't know. I'm having a hard time answering that just because. I mean, I'm looking at the game releases, and there's a lot of great games coming out. Kind of Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC because I haven't played a minute of that game.
You haven't
At
missed
all.
anything.
Well,
Jay hates that game.
My
It's
only
it's
other
not that I
answer would
hate it.
be,
It's just ugh.
Metal Gear 5, Phantom Pain.
I'm. Mm,
I'm in if it's less movie.
Hate
than
all you
Metal Gear
want.
Solid 4 was.
no, I actually love Metal Gear games because they always are a very good, like, high watermark for the hardware that they're on, right? They always kind of really push the envelope for the hardware, and so if anything else, it's going to be visually dazzling. There's no doubt about that.
That Fox engine, though.
I feel like somebody needs to give Hideo Kojima like a hug. like something's
I
wrong
look
with
for
him.
him every time. I look for him
It's like
every
Kyle-
time, and I can't
Kyle
find
is
him.
your guy.
Besides
at
Destiny.
E3, I was actually I actually went to the bathroom right next to him, but it was a weird time to give him a hug, or probably
peaked.
engage him in any way, and so I just kind of let that one go. But yeah.
So besides Destiny, not counting Destiny, what has been your most disappointing game this year?
Oof.
I haven't played a lot of games this year. Honestly, I've been too absorbed in reviewing.
I'll start it off.
stupid-
Give you guys time to think.
Stupid tech.
NHL 15. NHL 15. I was really disappointed. I was really, really looking forward to hockey this year. On next gen, I was really stoked and just all around disappointed. Just because, not that the gameplay isn't good, not that it's not pretty, but it doesn't have any depth. It doesn't have franchise and multiple seasons and a bunch of other multiplayer stuff. And it just, for me, absolutely, that was dumb. I mean, it's an EA move through and through. So, whatever.
Watch Dogs. Done.
Hmm.
That would be my most disappointing game of the year.
Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2.
Oh,
What were you expecting? But what were you expecting? Like
something at least as good as the first game.
As a longtime Castlevania fan, I felt like this is the funeral song for a franchise. This is it. No one's gonna touch it after this unless they sell it off to somebody else.
Put the final nail in the coffin for it.
Yeah. Well, think about it. The creator of the franchise is gone. He's not coming back. We're never going to get a Castlevania to the that was on a Nintendo handheld. We're never going to get another Symphony of the Night. It's done.
Oh.
It's over.
I would play another Symphony of the Night in a heartbeat.
Everybody
would. We all. but just actually, would we? If something were just
no, I just go back and play Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, exactly. If something
were
just copying Symphony of the Night, then wouldn't you just be like, okay, this is copying Symphony of the Night. Why would you just do this again? Besides, the ones on the DS I think were phenomenal games.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But okay,
do you guys have
I will definitely back Lords of Shadow 2 for biggest disappointment this year.
Do you guys have any
high five.
games that are like your warm blanket games where you got to play them regularly because they make you feel good?
Yes.
Rock Band.
And Kyle has enabled that for me once again because I trashed my Rock Band drums, my Rock Band 3 drums so hard I just had to throw them away. And then I went to look. I wasn't following like that news loop or anything. And so then I went to look at what I need a new drum set. Nope. Not being manufactured anymore. And it was like $200-$300. And Kyle boxed his up and sent them priority mail even.
What a good dude.
Yeah.
What a bro.
That is my warm blanket game every time, whether it's Rock
Band.
Guitar or drums. It's the game
So
I'm playing.
Kyle,
I can work up. I mean, I can get exercise with that game if I'm drumming, or it can just make me feel better if I'm in a crappy place, or it can get me amped up if I'm not. It's it's that game for me, forever probably.
So yeah, Rock Band for Jason and I, and then Danganronpa recently, 1 and 2. I love those games.
I still haven't played them, and I have.
Oh my god, they're wonderful. You have to play both of them. Do it. Start right now.
I will. Hold on.
Just leave the podcast and just start playing them.
Jonathan, what do you got? What's your go-to game, man?
Probably League of Legends.
I was gonna say your answer is the same as mine.
Oh.
Yeah. Probably League of Legends.
I hate League of Legends. Anybody who plays League of Legends.
And if not League of Legends, probably Zen Pinball.
So it's funny that you would say League of Legends. I love Dota 2, but the community really wears me out. It makes me a terrible human out. It makes me a terrible human just as it wears me out. I played for the first time in a month. I took a month break. The very first game I played like Sunday. Everybody, like, I was leading in kills, less deaths, tons of assists, and getting cussed out the whole time and telling I was getting reported and that I'm the worst player ever. And I'm just like, I hadn't said 2 words, and I was just like, I got it. All right, I'm done again. Like, it just, ugh.
Those invitation.
Okay,
that's probably me.
So, I have a question, really quick, for AZ Rockslide in our audience here. So he just said that his go-to game was Monday Night Combat, and that
was a really good game.
That he's not gotten into Super Monday Night Combat. So the community has completely died out on MNC right now. Like there's nobody playing it right now. Hold on, I'm waiting for his answer because we have that little.
Oh, I don't get that delay.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah. Well, he'll answer.
I think it's like 3 minutes, dude.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. We will come back to it later.
Did we get everybody's warm gaming hug?
He said,
warm blanket hugs. Warm blanket.
I think so. I think everybody
hugs.
Yeah, basically, mine is League of Legends. I mean, it's my go-to game when I want to play something and feel good about myself. Unless I get a troll game, then it kind of sets me up for the rest of the day. Other than that, something like just to sit down and play something like a Final Fantasy VI or something, and just remember when games were the way they were. And
I have the most depressing warm blanket game, which is The Last of Us. It is actually my favorite game of all time, and I play it every time I want to feel good. And I don't know why. That's my thing. But
we have to do the multiplayer together, Levi.
I love the multiplayer. It's really good.
As do
but
I.
the story for me, like, I will play it, and I'll get a good cry in, and I'll feel good about the story, and then I move on. But I play it pretty regularly, even if just for a little bit. So,
Jonathan, I just wanted to have my retort to your Saints Row 4 swag. I see your Saints Row 4 swag, and I raise you this signed Portal 2 poster by the entire team at Valve.
Did you really just run out of your... Okay.
I love this thing. I love this thing so much. Okay.
I would be jealous, but I know Andrew Peggs has one too, so you're not special.
I'm not special. Oh, and postcards, if you're still watching, I don't totally hate NVIDIA. All right, I'm done. Okay.
Can I shift gears back for like 1 second?
Of course,
the more I think about this, I have to go back and say I can't not agree with Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 being the most depressing game I've played this year. Because, I mean, you know what? I'm disappointed as hell with Titanfall. Like, I wanted it to be more than it was. But you know what? I actually enjoyed Titanfall for, 20 hours or so. I didn't enjoy Lords of Shadow 2 at all. Like, it was a chore to get through the first couple of hours. And then I hated it even worse the further I got in. So I'm not sure. It's either got to be Castlevania or it's got to be Thief, because Thief is terrible as well. Anyway, I had to roll back that because I have to kind of agree with them, but Thief is really, really bad too.
Thief was really bad.
All right, guys, how about we take a really quick break? I know we're probably going to wrap up here pretty soon, but let's take a quick break, and we'll let the people in the chat listen to some fine music by Darren Korb.
All right, real quick before they do that, for those listening, please check us out if you haven't already. I'm assuming most people in here have, but for those that will watch this later, please follow us on Twitter at Fatal Heroes. Follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/fatalheroes. Follow us online on our website at fatalhero.com. You can find our giveaways at fatalhero.com/Twitch. What else? We're doing a lot of giveaways. We have a t-shirt. You can get our t-shirt at teespring.com/fatalhero. If you would like to support Fatal Hero, because we are very community driven, we would really appreciate that. You can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/fatalhero. And yeah,
Yeah.
for those that don't know, when you buy into us, when you're investing in us, you'll get different things. There's some a lot of goodies that the public doesn't get. So if you're investing in us, if you're being a part of us on the financial end, you're going to help us continue to give things away to other people, and you'll get some goodies that other people don't get. Even $5 a month, the stuff that you have in your couch right now, will get you our bigger giveaways, which are a lot of tech, graphics cards, some more AAA titles, and an NVIDIA Shield, an entire PC, a lot of things going on.
I built
Please
that
do
PC
that.
too, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, brand new stuff. So we appreciate that. Just anything that you can do is great. If you can't, we still want you as part of the community. But if you can, we really appreciate it. It helps us do more for everybody. So thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll be back in just a few minutes with the end of the show. We're going to talk about a couple more things. But let's take a break real quick. Use the bathroom, refresh our drinks, whatever. And I'll leave you guys with this. we're back. Miraculous. Hi, guys. All right. We are back. It's the Fatal Hero Cast, wrapping it up. Episode 3. I'm joined with these people. I'm sick of looking at them. Just kidding, guys. Laugh. Can you hear it? Oh, there we go. That's better. That's better. You damn zombies. No, I'm just kidding. That was a badass team-up mushroom, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Kyle, you did not want to talk about clicker heroes.
It's evil.
I hear that, but I haven't played it, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, clicker heroes is
Don't
sucking my time."
Don't do the thing. Tim Gooding, Deep Silver, posted it on Facebook not long ago, and I clicked on it, and it was one of the worst mistakes I've ever made.
Is it good? In a bad way?
You remember Cookie Clicker?
No.
Really?
Really? Like on a scale of I'm not gonna. I don't know. Is it?
No, it's on a
Is it
on
like-
on a scale of 1 to clicking. Yes, you have to click on things, and that's it. That's the game. It's
Okay.
really like no brainer nonsense, whatever.
Oh, I do.
That's it.
I do
you have
want to. Okay. No, sorry. Go ahead.
Sate your curiosity if you must.
But don't
But-
get sucked in. I mean, if
Yeah.
I sate my curiosity, am I going to be there for like 10 hours?
You may.
Shoot.
It's
I-
like that
I
Candy
know-
Mouse game that came
I
out.
know the kind of person that you are, so
Yeah. Yeah. So one game you guys should play is Cave Shooting Simulator. If you haven't checked that out, that is a game you can play. You can get all kinds of green and blue and purple engrams and shoot at caves. It's a lot of fun.
Oh man, speaking of engrams, Dan
I already
Amrich
bought
made
that
the
game for
best
$80.
joke in the world.
John.
Did you see Dan Amrich's joke about Destiny?
Mm-mm.
He said that he hopes that Activision and Bungie do a crossover promotion with General Mills so they can do gold engrams.
Yeah,
Oh,
You gotta understand that.
Gold engram, yeah, it's beautiful.
That was like my favorite
Golden
cereal
Grams.
growing up. That and Lucky Charms. Absolutely. All right, so we want to wrap up here and talk a little bit about Fatal Hero, this thing that we're doing that we started only a couple weeks ago. You know, kind of. We're going into our first full month as a team, and we're learning a lot of lessons. You know, how are we doing? What's going to change? How do we want to move forward? And I don't know. I figured I'd let Levi kind of kick that off and just. I mean, we're very young. I think we acknowledge that we've made some mistakes and we're tweaking and revising and listening to the community. Where do we go from here?
I think the biggest thing we need to talk about is like our growth, right? It's like, so we're growing quickly and well. We can do better. But with the growth comes a lot of learning. We're trying to learn how to communicate in most effective ways with our community. On whether that's Twitch, which we're doing a lot of, which is going really well. It's on Facebook or Twitter or individual Twitter accounts or 1,000 different ways. Our stories on our websites. We're learning. We're learning what you want. We're learning how we can best talk to you, how we can best hold conversations, how we can keep conversations going. And it's going to take some more time. I think we're doing pretty well with that. People need to know that, like, we're in this for the long haul, and we want to be more than just giveaways. Giveaways are great. We love doing giveaways. But they'll eventually tailor off unless we get a lot more people following us, and that's going to take more help from everybody out there. We can only do so much, right? Like, that's why it's a community-driven idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a great community. We need bigger, great community if we're going to all continue to grow together. We want to keep doing this for as long as possible. We want to keep having fun, and we want to keep streaming, and we want to keep video games in people's hands and tech in people's hands and just whatever. But to do that, we're going to need everybody to pitch in, to share content, to tweet content, to get your friends talking about it. Like, we all need to pitch in together.
Most
to make it
importantly,
successful.
most importantly, if you believe in what we're doing, tell people about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, we're pretty open with what we're doing. We're not gonna. I mean, we're doing something a little novel, things, and we pay a lot of stuff out of pocket. A lot of us don't have a lot of money out of pocket, but we do it anyway. But the big thing is, like, we're trying. We're trying to make a difference. We're trying to do something big. We have a great staff. We got great followers. But as long as the staff and the followers together can work as a team, we can all make it more successful. And if we're all more successful, we're all going to have a lot more fun in the long run.
Yeah. Postcards in the Twitch chat says that he personally thinks the main site will need a lot more gaming news. Josh?
Yep.
Well,
What do you have to say about that?
Is it official?
It is official, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we happen to know a very, very talented news hound that we were going to be bringing on. His name's Christian Orkibi, and he is from Australia. And he will be joining us. When does he start?
That's a good question.
Nope. We're going to try and... Oh, sorry.
He muted himself. He should start any time, right?
Yeah, we're going to try and get him started by the weekend.
Okay, awesome. So we will
that's,
be getting
and that's a concern about... I mean, that's something we're concerned about with what the reach we're trying to have is we're trying to pour all of our time into Twitch because I feel like that's the most interactive way to interact. The best way to interact with our community. We're trying to nail down a lot of features. We're going to be working with you guys in how we want to approach our formal reviews, and doing all that spreads a few guys really, really thin, and we can't be that one-stop shop without news. I mean, news is a big deal. So yeah, we're definitely going to work on that. I'm just checking the Twitch chat real quick. For me though, man, Twitch has like kind of blown me away. It's I feel like I've written before about how I feel like it's it can be the new type of games press, where it's more interactive and it's more transparent, obviously, because you're sharing exactly what you're doing with your viewers. You've got more sets of eyeballs on the game, more ways of analyzing the game thanks to your viewers. And I would live here if I could. It's been a blast so far. And that's why we're trying to pour a lot of our resources into Twitch right now, is so that we can get to partner status. And to do that, we need about 500 concurrent viewers on average, so it's gonna take some work, but I think we can do it.
Yep.
I think we're tired from streaming all day.
Yeah, I mean, we still have a lot of work to do, right? Like we have a lot of cooks in the kitchen. We're gonna narrow everybody down. We're gonna find what everybody's good at, and we're gonna make that happen. And we're still trying to get everything situated. I mean, we're just a month in. We literally came up with this idea like not even 2 months ago, and so from inception to now has gone really, really well. So yeah, we're just gonna keep working on it. We just hope everybody sticks around and keeps with us. So I mean, that's great.
Cool. Kyle, anything to add? Josh? John? John's been with us for like... I should have introduced Jonathan. I'm an asshole.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this guy doesn't look familiar to anybody. But he's awesome. So, yeah. This is Jonathan White. He is a new Fatal Hero.
Hello.
And he's also ex-Frontburner alum, right?
Yes, sir. Me and Josh Knowles.
Oh, yeah.
AKA
A third of our team will be from Front Burner. Donk.
Yep. Crazy.
It had a lot of good things going for it.
It did. It really did. I mean, that's why you guys got to where you were.
And Leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
We did
I don't
what we
know.
could.
You guys, anything else you guys want to tackle, or do you want to say goodnight?
No,
We
it
love
was
you.
fun.
We love you, everyone out there. That's like the most important thing. This whole thing should be just a big hug party.
Yep. It's
That's all we want.
being just a big extended gaming family and not like this separation of press and audience. That's what we're shooting for. So keep the feedback coming, you guys. I know I've seen it in the Twitch chat and I've seen it in your tweets, and we're reading it and we're utilizing it, so we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Levi, assault them with links.
Links. Here we go. Follow us on Twitter. For those listening, follow us on Twitter at Fatal Heroes. Follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Fatal Heroes. Follow us online on the web at fatalhero.com. Follow our giveaways at fatalhero.com/Twitch.
Good. Very good.
Buy our t-shirt at teespring.com/fatalhero. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com, patreon.com/fatalhero. You can follow Jason at KillYourFM. You can follow Kyle at Kyle Gatto. You can follow Josh at Agent XK.
You got it.
You can at Agent XK. You can follow Jonathan White at I didn't even know how to say the word.
Yeah, Sybaritic.
John.
Sybaritic. You had such a good run going. I was like, he's gonna
His
forget one of these.
Ridiculous. It's unfair. I didn't forget it. It's a long word that I didn't even use, and I have an English degree. So whatever.
If you follow any of these guys, chances are you'll see them tweet at me, and then you can follow me from there.
Above all else, guys, just talk to us.
Yeah, I mean,
That's it.
that's the only way we're going to get better at what we do. That's the only way we're going to help you. That's the only way we're going to have good dialogue is if we're talking about it, and you guys are talking to us. I mean, ask us questions.
Get involved with things on the site. Dan is running the gamer profile thing. If you want to be featured on FatalHero.com, we'll put you there.
Do it.
We want to talk to you. Tell us about yourself.
Do it.
We've got another weekend spotlight. Hero Haven coming up. More information on that real soon. We want to see what you're made of.
Yeah, man. We have a lot of stuff going on. We're gonna keep doing videos. We're not great at them. We're gonna get better. We're gonna keep doing these live hangouts. We're gonna do more podcasts. We're gonna do more stories. We're going to do more stories. There's going to be more news on the site. Don't worry about it. It's coming. But like everything, we don't have just a store where you can go buy a t-shirt. We got to crowdsource, right? Like we're a team. One team, one fight. Everybody needs to pitch in so we can all be successful. This is a community-driven thing, folks. This is different than those other sites that shall not be named, like Voldemort. We're different, and the only way we can remain different is if everybody pitches in, knuckle bumps, chest bumps, pinky swears. Get in on the action. We want you here. We love you. We're having a great time. Stay tuned. What do we got coming this week that people need to know about? When are we publishing this? No idea? Yes, no idea.
Oh well,
Really soon.
we'll be back. We'll be back on Twitch Thursday
stream.
for retro Thursdays.
We are doing Retro Thursday.
Mhm.
Jonathan may tentatively stream some Hyrule tomorrow if we can get him to do it. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be streaming Mordor again. Try to sign up for our Shadow of Mordor so you can win it. This weekend, we're going to be streaming Steam stuff on Saturday. We're going to have some video games to give away. I have 3, in fact. I will be gone from Thursday to Tuesday, but the rest of the team will be here. I think that's it. I mean, we got a lot of stuff on the table. You got to stay tuned to catch it all. Got to stay tuned. So, badass.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out with us today. It's been fun. Thanks to all of you for being here too. So, that's it. Fatal Hero Cast number 3 is out. We'll talk to you guys soon.
See ya.